Welcome back to the channel. If you haven't subscribed yet, hit that button right now because I am losing my mind over what is happening in Salem right now. Grab your coffee, grab your wine, whatever you need, because we need to talk about the absolute bombshell that days of our lives just dropped on us. Are you kidding me right now? The stalker, the kidnapper, the absolute creep listening in on Stephanie and Alex. It's not Jeremy. I repeat, it is not Jeremy Horton. Let's be real for a second. We all kind of knew Jeremy was the ultimate red herring, right? The writers were pushing the Jeremy is the bad guy narrative way too hard. It felt sloppy. It felt obvious. But here's the kicker. The real mastermind behind this twisted plot is none other than Owen Kent. Yes, that Owen Kent. If you are a newer viewer, you might be scratching your head right now. But for my veteran DOOL watchers, I know your jaw just hit the floor. We are going to dive deep into exactly what this means, why this is a massive callback to over a decade ago, and why Alex Kyriakis needs to seriously take a chill pill. Let's get into it. The honeymoon is officially over. Okay, guys, let's set the stage. Stephanie and Alex just eloped. They bypassed the huge, dramatic Salem wedding, which, honestly, thank God, because we all know those never end well anyway. They tied the knot. They are officially Mr. and Mrs. Kyriakis, and they are celebrating their new life together. But sitting right there in their room is that incredibly creepy bug picture frame. Every single sweet nothing, every romantic whisper, every plan for their future. Owen Kent is sitting in some dark, dingy room listening to all of it. Just let that sink in. It makes my skin crawl. This isn't just a random act of violence. This is deeply psychological. Owen isn't just a stalker. He's an obsessed fanatic who has been fixated on Stephanie for years. And I'll tell you exactly what this elopement did. It triggered him. It lit the fuse. I totally believe Owen had a meticulously mapped out timeline to snatch Stephanie before she could ever walk down the aisle. But Steph and Alex going off grid to get hitched. That threw a massive wrench into his psychotic little plan. It forced his hand. He realizes she belongs to someone else now, in the eyes of the law, and that escalated his timeline from creepy lurker to active threat. We are going to see Stephanie taken, and it's going to happen fast. The ghost of 2009 returns. Now, we have to pause and talk about the history here, because this is where the day's writers completely outdid themselves. Bringing back Owen Kent, absolute genius. For those who don't remember, let's take a little trip down memory lane to 2009. Over 15 years ago, Owen was a gardener at the DeMera mansion. And guess what? He became violently obsessed with Stephanie back then, too. He literally kidnapped her and held her hostage in a morgue. A morgue. This guy is sick, twisted, and he has a terrifying track record when it comes to Stephanie Johnson. I have to applaud the head writers for this. We are constantly complaining about storylines that ignore character history or invent random new villains out of thin air. But digging deep into the vault and bringing back a legacy trauma for Stephanie, that is top-tier soap opera storytelling. It makes the stakes feel so much higher because we know what Owen is capable of. He's not a newbie. He's an established, dangerous predator who has haunted Stephanie's nightmares before. Alex's rage versus Patch's precision. Can we talk about Alex Kyriakis for a minute? I try to love the guy, I really do, but my goodness, he is his own worst enemy. The second Stephanie goes missing, what does Alex do? He completely loses his mind and goes straight for Jeremy. He attacks him, throws all the blame on him, and acts like a total meathead. Typical Kyriakis behavior. Shoot first, ask questions later. Look, I get he's terrified for his new wife, but his blind rage is actually hindering the investigation. It's giving very much Justin Kyriakis circa 1990 all emotion, zero strategy. But then, enter Steve Patch Johnson. God, I love this man. While Alex is throwing a tantrum and pointing fingers at the wrong guy, Steve is doing actual, legitimate PI work. Our favorite Papa Bear is on the prowl. Steve spots a guy in a dark hoodie lurking in the park. He doesn't hesitate. He tackles the guy, rips back the hood, fully expecting to see Jeremy Horton's face. Boom. It's Owen Kent. I literally screamed at my TV. This is the payoff we have been waiting for. Steve coming face to face with the monster who terrorized his daughter over a decade ago. The emotional weight of that confrontation is going to be off the charts. Steve couldn't protect her from Owen back in '09, And you better believe he is not going to let this psycho get away with it again. The frame up. Why Liam? But wait, the plot thickens. How did Owen manage to frame Jeremy so perfectly? How did the bug end up where it did? The rumor mill is spinning, and all signs point to Liam being an accomplice. Yes, Liam. Now, I have to ask, why? What is Liam's endgame here? Why help a known psychopath frame a legacy character like Jeremy Horton? I have a strong theory about this. I think Liam doesn't necessarily care about Owen or Stephanie at all. I think Liam has a deeply rooted vendetta against the Horton family, and Jeremy was just the easiest target to ruin. Think about it. Jeremy has always been the black sheep of the Hortons. He's made mistakes, he's ruffled feathers, so it's incredibly easy for the town of Salem and the Salem PD to believe the worst about him. And honestly, it breaks my heart. I am going to defend Jeremy here because the guy cannot catch a break. He finally comes back to town, tries to figure his life out, and he gets used as a human shield by a maniac. It is so unfair. Farewell, Jeremy Horton. Which brings us to the bittersweet news. It is confirmed that Jeremy's final airdate is slated for late April. I'm really bummed about this. As much as I love the drama, I hate losing a Horton on canvas. We need that legacy bloodline in Salem, but his exit is going to be incredibly messy. Right now, because of the stalking investigation and the fact that his name was dragged through the mud, the Salem PD is forcing Jeremy to stay in town. They grounded him. He probably has his bags packed, ready to get the heck out of Dodge, but he is trapped in this nightmare until Steve and Jada can completely clear his name. My prediction: Jeremy is going to play a crucial, redemptive role in rescuing Stephanie. He needs to prove to Salem and to himself that he is a true Horton hero. I think he's going to be the one to figure out Liam's involvement, crack the case wide open, and hand Owen over to Steve on a silver platter. Once Stephanie is safe and his name is cleared, he'll have an emotional goodbye with Julie and ride off into the sunset by the end of April. What a wild ride, you guys. Now, I want to hear from you. Hit the comments right now. Did you remember Owen Kent from 2009, or did you have to Google him? Are you as annoyed with Alex's impulsive behavior as I am? And what do you think is Liam's real motive for helping frame Jeremy? Let's get a debate going down below. Don't forget to like this video, subscribe if you haven't, and ring that bell so you never miss a DOL update. Until next time, stay dramatic, Salem. Would you like me to generate a YouTube video title and a list of optimized tags to go along with this script?